Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Pharma Learning with Deepika. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the pharmacy practice subject. This subject include compounding, dispensing of medication, and it's also include more modern services related to the healthcare, including clinical services, revising medication for safety and efficacy, and providing drug information. So today we'll start with the first chapter of pharmacy practice, that is hospital, its function, types and organization. So as you all know that hospitals have various facilities to the patient along their diagnostic and surgical facilities. Nowadays, tools like X-rays, ultrasound, ECG, etc. have become an integral part of the hospitals. In the last few years, hospitals have started providing not only the therapeutic treatment but also focusing on preventative aspect as well. So first we'll start with the definition of hospital. What we will understood by hospital. So hospital is an institute of community health or a specialized complex organization which makes use of physicians, surgeon and team of technical staff. It also provides facilities for diagnostic, therapy, rehabilitation, prevention, education and research. So basically hospitals are customer oriented institution because it is meant for them only. Now comes to the function of modern hospital. So to raise the quality of law and general standards of medical practices, to provide facilities and guidance by which persons can work in group with the intention of betterment of hospital department, patient and community, then to reduce the disease occurrence by early diagnosis and treatment, to estimate need for facility supplies and equipment and their utilization for evaluation, control and maintenance, to estimate departmental necessities, to provide a common link between the general and the public policymakers, to suggest policies and procedure to maintain adequate and competent staff, to develop and maintain an effective system of clinical and administrative records and reports, to harness the growth of medical science by proper training of doctors and nurses in a large training hospital, to create and develop financial plan for the operation of hospital, to provide facilities for continuing education of all the people, to participate and implement safety programs of hospital, to initiate, utilize and participate in research project aimed at improvement and patient care and other hospital services. Now we'll talk about the classification, or you can say that the types of hospital. So mainly hospitals are classified on the basis of clinical, then on the basis of size, cost and system of medicine. So first we'll talk about the clinical basis. So the clinical basis is further divided into two types, that is clinical basis and non-clinical basis, or we can say that on clinical ground and non-clinical ground. So clinical ground is basically further divided into four types, that is medicine, surgery and maternity. So medicines is further divided into pediatric, psychiatric and nervous diseases, TB and general medicines. Now surgery is further divided into three types, that is orthopedic, gynecology and ENT. ENT means ear, nose and throat. Maternity for the short term and long term. Then non-clinical basis, hospitals are divided into two types, that is governmental and non-governmental. So governmental hospitals are like army hospital, navy hospital, city hospital, civil hospital, big hospitals, AIMS, etc. And non-governmental hospital includes private hospitals for profit and non-profit, then church hospital, community hospital, missionary hospital and charitable hospitals. Further, the hospital can be divided on the basis of sizes. Basically, size means on the number of bed we divide this hospital. So these are classified as large hospital, medium hospital, small hospital, and very small hospital. So large hospitals contain 1,000 and above beds. Medium hospital contain 500 to 1,000 beds. Small hospitals contain 100 to 500 beds. Very small hospital contain less than 100 beds. Now, third is on the basis of cost. So, on the basis of cost, the hospital is divided into two types, that is elite hospital and budget hospital. So, basically, elite hospitals are the high technology and advanced in medical sciences. They have deluxe rooms equipped with TV, telephones, and refrigerator. The room rates vary from Rs 500 to 1200 per day. Therefore, they called a 5-star hospital. You can say that the middle class people won't afford this kind of hospitals. So we'll talk about the next hospital, that is budget hospital. So these hospitals are meant for the moderate budget and low budget persons. So in this the hospital include like his civil hospitals and charitable hospitals. So on the basis of medicines, hospitals are further divided into four types, that is allopathic hospital, Ayurvedic hospital, homeopathic hospital, and Unani hospital. Now let's talk about the organization of the hospital. So as you know that the organization is a dynamic process in which various managerial activities bring people together and bind them together for the achievement of common objective or the common goals. So the most important body of any hospital in the governing body or the board of in the governing body or board of directors or board of trustees. So it comprises of various eminent personalities in the field of medical education, research, and administration. So the governing body or the board of trustees can composed of some committees and some hospital administration they have. So committees include the executive committee, finance committee, development committee, and public relation committee. The governing body appoint hospital administrator to give various functions performed like the clinical services, administrative services, ambulatory services, nursing services, and pharmacy services. So services performed by the hospital organization like nursing services. So in nursing services, this department is the largest and an important part of any hospital as it functions for all 24 hours. Nurses are assigned a specified number of beds. Nurses have to give personal attention to the patient. They are trained for patient care, observation, comfort of the patient during the labor, etc. So the nursing director is in charge of the nursing services. Now, outpatient services. So outpatient services include the comfort for outpatient as they come from their major and minor illness. These services make the hospital truly a community institution. The hospital should provide a diagnostic, preventative, and curative services to the outpatients. Then the radiological services. So these services are performed under the directions of a competent radiologist. It includes the utilization of various equipments like sonography, X-rays, ECG, CT scan, etc. Chief radiologist is assisted by various technicians. Now the central supply services. So all the medical and surgical supply services are meant for diagnostic, treatment, prevention, research, and education. So it involves their collection, processing, storing, and issuing them against an indent form. Qualified and skilled staff persons are responsible for its maintenance. Now the hospital pharmacy services. So it controls the pharmacy operation in any hospital. This department fills the prescription and dispenses number of requisitions from the wards. Its functions begin with the procurement of drugs and finishes with their distribution to the outpatient and inpatient. It is responsible for proper drug delivery, information system, storage of the drugs, manufacturing, sterilization, and for advising the physician on drug use. Now the medical record services. So medical records are the valuable reference material as they help medical and paramedical staff for evaluation. They are also used for education, training and research. They contain history of patient, laboratory test report, physical examination, physician advices, etc. Therefore, it should be kept in mind to store them properly so that they are accessible when required. Then store services. So stores generally receive, store and issue the material against the requisition form of various departments and ward. Hospital being a large organization has many stores like medical store for general items, surgical store, etc. They always maintain a buffer stock of certain articles and life-saving drugs are always made available in stores. Besides the above mentioned services of hospital, they also provide dietary services, laundry, transport, mortuary, library, etc. Then some miscellaneous services are aimed for overall benefit of the patient care include dietary services, ambulatory services, laundry services, transport services, mortuary services and library services. So these are included into the miscellaneous services. Now we will talk about the management of the hospital. So management is basically for planning, organizing, staffing and controlling any organization. So management principles are always the same, whether it is a school, club, hospital or any other institution. So hospital is a very complex organization, as you all know. So it needs application for many concepts and techniques. The emphasis should be given on material management, financial management, human resource management, marketing management and computer applications are the other aspect. So what is the objective of material management? So basically to develop the system of supplies whereby there will be an adequate stock of item required, but at the same time it should not be too much in quantity to avoid the wastage. It should be stored in the manner that an item can be easily traceable or obtainable and distributed easily according to the use. Then second one is to ensure that the resources available are used most effectively and drugs for store should be purchased at the most economical price. Then let's talk about the procedure. To achieve this objective, following procedures can be used. So first step is to determine the categories of stock required, estimate the quantity and the quality of each item required. Then the second one is to procure the item for good quality from various sources at most economical price. Now third one is to receive the item according to the quality and quantity specified and payment made regularly. Then next is to receive the item are stored properly so as to prevent deterioration during storage. Now next step is to develop a good control on the inventory. Then last step is to develop the proper distribution system of the drug. Now let's talk about the store management. So basically it is the function of receiving, storing and issuing of material. Hospital materials require huge investment, so it is therefore necessary to ensure accuracy, preservations and safety of the material at all stages of store management. Basic essential for purchase management are right quality, right price, right quantity and at right delivery. So What are the functions of the store? A store branch is generally responsible for the following functions, like the receipt of stores, storage, issue of material, and documentation. So receipt of storage means to receive, check, and inspect all the supplies. And the next one is the storage, to store all the material properly to avoid the damage. Then third one is issue of material, so to issue the material against their requisitions. Then documentation, to maintain accurate record of materials received, issued, and stored. Now let's talk about the objective of inventory control management. So basically, to reduce the investment in inventories which are not required, to minimize the wastage of time by avoiding out of stock situation. So number of techniques are available for inventory control, that is ABC analysis, codification and standardization, determination of reorder quantities, and spatial attendance to EOQ, minimum maximum stock. Then study of life cycle of each item. So thank you for watching. Meet you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.